7th chapter.
Glory to you, O Lord.
Then Jesus said, "Ask and it will be given you. Search and you will find. Knock and a door will be opened for you. For everyone who asks receives, and everyone who searches finds, and for everyone who knocks the door will be opened. Is there anyone among you who, if your child asks for bread, will give a stone? Or if the child asks for a fish, will you give a snake? If you then, who are evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father in heaven give good things to those who ask him? In everything, do to others as you would have them do to you. For this is the law and the prophets." And this is the gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, O Christ.
Please be seated. And I was thinking today, we're celebrating a lot of things today, and one of them is not my ability to juggle, but I thought that I would, in memory of our women's World Cup team, we're playing the final game today against Japan. We would, these are kind of little baby soccer balls, but I thought I'd use them in another way today. And I wonder if anyone would be willing to catch a ball for me. I know it looks like a lot of ball players out there, but I wonder if you could, yes, thank you. Good job, all right. And, all right, Dad, how about you, Dad? All right, good, all right, good. How about you guys on that bench there? All right, good. Now, good job, all right. Now, those of you who have balls, I was thinking when we come to God's house, we come to be grateful, to be thankful for what God has given us in our lives. And on this 4th of July weekend, we come to remember and be grateful for this land of America and for our ability to worship God, to live free. And we come asking God to bless our land, to bless our families, and really, indeed, to bless the world. So I thought maybe those of you who have a ball, I just thought maybe you could just tell us one thing that you're grateful to God for. Just one thing that you have in your life that you are grateful to God. And then I'm going to ask if you would then throw the ball to another person and allow them to do something as well, to say something that you're grateful for. I'm going to start with Dad here. We're going to let you guys, so what are you grateful for, Dad? What's your name?
Luke.
Luke, all right.
I'm grateful for my family.
Grateful for your family. Great. So you have a little girl and a boy?
A little girl and a boy, Alexandra and Maximilian.
All right, Alexandra and Maximilian. All right. Great names. All right. All right, Luke, well, throw the ball to somebody that you feel would be able to, there you go. He's a good guy. All right. So, how about back here? What's your name? Jack. How are you, Jack? Good. And where do you live, usually? New Jersey. Okay, great. You're still in that state today. But what are you thankful for, Jack, in your life? Having a dog. Great. And what's the dog's name? Max. There you go. All right, good, Jack, good. So, Jack, can you throw that ball to somebody, but you can't throw it to anybody in your own family. You have to throw it to somebody else. There you go. All right. Ziggy's grandson. And what's your name, son? Jake. Stand up there. So you have a Jake and a Jack today. And Jake, how old are you?
11.
11. Wow, that's great. Getting bigger and bigger. So Jake, as you come to church today, what are you thankful for?
Being with my grandma right
For
now.
being with your grandma. And she's a great lady, isn't she? Indeed she is. We love your grandma. She's a great blessing to us. So Jake, why don't you throw the ball to somebody who feels they could catch it for you? Okay, good. All right, good. So, good. So let's start back there in the corner.
Sure.
Liz, what is?
I'm grateful that I have faith in my family, that everybody has come to God. It is really such a blessing in our family.
Good.
I pray that more people can
Good.
find what we have found.
Good. You're grateful for the gift of faith.
Yeah.
Good. All righty. Who caught the ball back here? Berlin, is that you?
Oh, yes. I'm thankful for the members of the family that has passed before me
Yes,
and the families that exist now,
right.
one sitting here with me.
One sitting next to you.
And for the neighbors of the street, the neighbors of this part of the land that I spend the summers on.
Great. Thank you, brother. And last but not least, we have one more ball somewhere. There he is. Right. Mr. Rick, how are you?
Fantastic. I don't get to throw this?
Go ahead. What are you grateful for?
As Luke said, I'm especially grateful for my family, my daughters, and my wife, visited back anyway from Sunday school. Also grateful for the church family we have here, the pastor group of people,
Yes.
for Pastor Bill. Who's revitalized
Good.
the church.
Thank you, Rick. Thanks. Yeah. You know, and we come together on this as the 4th of July, and we call the 4th of July the birthday of our country, because we were kind of captured by another country for many years. And on July 4th, 1776, we made a Declaration of Independence Day. Now we are a free and independent nation, and we want to live free, to elect our own officials. And so we're grateful for this land of America. And so when you think of a birthday, we bring gifts to someone who's celebrating a birthday. And maybe you can just think about what it is that you can give to America by the way you live your life. That would be a great gift for you to give. And maybe something like really helping those who are in need. It may be making sure the flag is outside of your house on a day like today. It may be doing something in your home for your mother and father. It may be being a scout, you know, and learning to be a Boy Scout or a Girl Scout. And to pray for our servicemen and women who are our soldiers, that we pray for them and ask God to protect them from all harm. So it's a great day, 4th of July, the birthday of our country, and thanks for sharing today. And we have what we call Sunday school here, where all the kids that are in church can go and have a lot more fun in the back with our Sunday school teachers. And you're welcome to do that. I'll collect all the balls here. And I used to be a ball player once upon a time. Good? Good. And I think Vernon, you're holding yours? Or Liz? Do you have a ball?
No,
Oh, you aren't? Okay. All right, good. All right. So, anybody who wants to go to Sunday school, you're welcome to go right through here. And thanks for coming to church
See you
today.
later, okay?
We'll see you. Actually, you guys can take these balls with you. One, and there you go. Green or purple? Green. Purple. All right, there you go. There you go. All right, have a good class. And these books are for them too. They like to have a book there. Great. Hey, go ahead. Good, Jack. They'll take care of you. Juice and cookies, they have all kinds of good things to make here.
Let's go.
All right. Cookies. Me too. So, I have to say that this is my second year being here in this church, and I've been a pastor for 40 years, but this is just second year I've been here, and really this place has been such a blessing to me and my family, and it's great just to be among you, to serve you. It's we have a lot of wonderful people here, and very supportive to the pastor, and work together for our mission to spread God's love to our world, and it's a great place to be. I was thinking that on a day like the 4th of July weekend, that there's a lot of things that go through our mind as to what's happening, and certainly visiting with family and friends is one thing. But I was thinking this past week as I was getting ready for my sermon, like what is really does Independence Day mean for me, or even for all of us? And I was thinking of some of the tasks I was doing, and two of the tasks I was doing one was weeding, and one was dusting. And we all probably do those things, dusting and weed. At least you should be doing those things. And I was thinking that really like a day of Independence Day, 4th of July, is like, for me, it's like a sense of weeding. That what we're doing is we're taking out that which is not productive, it's not fruitful, it's not, in a sense, where it belongs. And then I was thinking that for a Declaration of Independence Day, that it needs to, this celebration for us as a people needs to go so much deeper than just having some time with our family or having a day off from work. But it needs, we all need to kind of look at our life, and perhaps we need to do some weeding or taking out things in our life that are not about life-giving ways of living, and to take them out and to allow them just to be thrown on the ground, and to really foster that which is life-giving, the fruits, the vegetables, the flowers in our garden, that is our life, our gifts of God, and to allow really them to come into full bloom. Like dusting too, sometimes we just need to shake things off ourselves, and start over. Sometimes we just need to kind of rattle ourselves around, not just on the outside, but deep within, to make a new beginning in our life. And a day like today is just a special gift to all of us. And I'm a great believer that each day is God's gift to us, and that sometimes we're not conscious of just how special a day is, that we have our life, we have our breath, we're with our family, we're in God's house. Soon you'll come to the Lord's table for communion. All of these blessings that truly are for us to enjoy today. As I was thinking of Independence Day, certainly we're grateful for this Declaration of Independence, this document that said once and for all to the King George III, I think, in England, that we are a free nation. And it has wonderful words and real spirit as to the kind of the foundation for who we are as a people. And it begins by saying, that we are all created, all men and women are created equal under God. And that as God's children, we are given certain unalienable rights. As a child on this planet, you have certain rights. Among them, we say our life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Those realities should be there for everyone on the earth to enjoy. And it's that type of life that is the sign of a free people. And it goes on and says that, whenever a people have had their freedom taken away from them, where their privileges are taken from them, that they have no longer the ability to vote and and lead their life the way they want to, but they find themselves oppressed by a tyrant, by someone who's just not allowing the people to live the life that they want to as free people of God. Then it is for that people to rebel, to overthrow the tyrant that is oppressing them. And that's part of the Declaration of Independence, that it speaks out our desire to live independent and free from the sense of tyranny of all the laws of England that were oppressing our people. And our people stood up, as a nation to say no more to this. And so many people have given their lives and have been able to stand up for the sake of liberty, not only for our land, but also as we come together for those of other lands as well. The United States of America is a land that blesses many nations, and we're grateful for our heritage and our people. And it calls us not only to think of the things of the past, but it also asks us to think of today and how we are living ourselves as citizens of this country. How are you a good citizen? What are you doing for the benefit of your community? And that we commit ourselves to walking in that way. That we're here not just as individuals or small communities, people or families, but we are of a nation. And our nation is called to work with one another, to pledge our cooperation with one another for the good of all, and for the good of all. And we pray that as we move into the next year, the year after that, as we move into our future, that the sense of freedom and liberty will guide us all as we work together as one people. Our Bible today gives us an amazing sense, I think, really of a completion of a great story of freedom. And it was with Moses and the people of Israel, where they were captured in Egypt, enslaved under Egypt, and they are finally set free after the plagues. They're set free to start being their own people, their own nation. And they wander for 40 years in that desert, and today they are walking into the promised land. And we remember in the Bible that as Moses and the people left Egypt, they had that Red Sea parted, and they walked through the sea on dry land as they escaped slavery. And then when we see them today, 40 years later, again, the river, the Jordan River, opens up, and they have the Ark of the Covenant, the Ten Commandments, that's placed in the middle of the river. The river stops flowing, and it's even at flood stage, it says. That the river stops flowing, and the people walk on dry land to the promised land, to a new beginning. And for them, the manna stops, the bread stops falling from the skies. They are now able to plant their crops, to raise their homes. And as we heard all those, the Jebusites and the Amorites, the Hivites, and I want to thank our reader for really going through that. And the only thing that's not there is the termites, the things that were, so all these nations that the people of Israel would face. That it's kind of a foreshadowing that God will give them this land, and God will enable them to live free in a land flowing with milk and honey. Now, our responsorial song that we sang, that we read today, is that unless the Lord builds the house for us, then in vain do the laborers labor. And I was saying it's not only just the house of, our physical house, but the way we live as a family. Unless the Lord is the foundation of our homes, foundation of our communities, of our nation, then we're going to be working in vain. If we allow the Lord to be, our foundation, our strength that we lean upon, then we will have God's blessing. And finally, as we kind of come to an end here in terms of a couple of thoughts today, as we look to this cross here in the front of our church, we talk about the Declaration of Independence that came from that cross, not just to this nation, but to every nation, to every people of all times and places. When Jesus said it is finished, when he laid down his life, when he took upon himself the sins of us all, then he really gave to all people of all times and places really the tremendous gift of freedom. And there's nothing that can really chain us in our life. That we are no longer the servants of sin or death or the devil. We are conquerors because of what Christ has done for us. So he asks us to live free. Don't allow yourselves to take upon yourselves a yoke of slavery, but to live free and to be grateful for God's blessing. So with all that, this is a great day to be here in God's house, and that in these days where our soldiers are still fighting overseas and around the world, that we want to concentrate on our own life being one of peace, one that appreciates freedom and democracy, and not to take these very, very precious gifts for granted. So may God bless us all, and may God continue to bless our land of the United States of America. Amen.
Amen.
We're going to sing a hymn now. It's number 879. Let's stand together. Baptism, that we may provide for those who are poor, pray for those in need, fast from self-indulgence, and above all that we may find our treasure in the life of your Son, Jesus Christ, our Savior and Lord. Amen. Now may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord's face shine upon you with grace and mercy. And may the Lord look upon you with kindness and grant you peace. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Our closing hymn today is number 891. to love and serve the Lord.